Push me out to sea, baby. It's the best thing for us both. I'll be happy out there, baby. Fish below and stars above.
Early in September of 2022, I was coming to the end of a gruelling 5-month restoration project on a Sunmaid 20. I spent the afternoon dreaming of future sailing adventures on the Maroochy River and testing all the systems, and was about to pull up anchor and return home. My plans were disrupted by an unexpected phone call from someone who had acquired a beautiful solid timber daysailer in Tasmania and hauled her all the way up to Queensland. His circumstances had changed, meaning that he could no longer complete the refurbishment of this classic King Billy and Huon pine sailboat. Sarah Ann is a boat that I had admired in my youth. We watched her float effortlessly off a trailer on the rising tide at Coles Bay on Tasmania's east coast. John, her builder, didn't sail her all that much, but he loved contemplating her lines, pipe in one hand, stroking his beard with the other as she bobbed up and down on her mooring. Serendipitously, I am now the custodian of this unique boat designed and built by my mentor during the building of Moonlight back in 1981. We have renamed Sarah Ann Claire de Lune, which means moonlight. She's looking a little bit tired after having spent the last 12 years in a shed, so she needs a bit of a spruce up. Once completed, I plan to take her on a series of cruising adventures in southeast Queensland and beyond. I'm just putting some plugs, 10mm plugs, where the boarding ladder was screwed to the tuck, and really the tuck on these boats of John's is one of the most beautiful features of the boats, with the wine glass shape, and to screw a shiny stainless steel boarding ladder on there was really practical, I suppose. Sarah Ann was built in 1965 by Tasmanian boat builder John Philp. John Philp had built a number of boats, many of which were for the local Sea Scouts. John designed Sarah Ann for cruising around Coles Bay and the surrounding waterways. Sarah Ann is planked with King Billy pine, and her fit-out and structural timbers are of Huon pine. She has been stored under cover for a good portion of her life, and as a result she's in quite good condition. Her old engine, a simplex 6 or 7 horsepower petrol engine, was corroded beyond economical repair. She came with a Volvo MD1 single cylinder built in around about 1958, which is a very suitable replacement. The deck is laid of King Billy pine strips over Huon pine frames. Over the top of that is canvas, which has been painted several times, but is in pretty good condition. It's all thoroughly attached to the deck, and I just have to make sure that I paint it fairly soon and don't allow the water to get in now that she's sitting under a tarp rather than in a shed. I removed all the old wiring and an old VHF radio. The starboard side of the cabin had split and been filled with something quite inappropriate, so I'll have to fix that. The yard's looking a bit full, with 2 boats out the front and 1 in the garage, so something's just got to go. So unfortunately, the Sunmaid is going to have to find a new home. I can cope with 2 classic Tasmanian boats, Moonlight, a 12-footer, which I built in 1981, and Sarah Ann, built by John in 1965. So what would a trailer sailor project be without the trailer being the first part of the project? Bearing in mind that this little boat was just towed all the way up from Tasmania on a promise that all the bearings had been serviced, and they probably were in pretty good shape when she started out. When you take the covers off the bearing buddies, you might see why they failed, because the grease has basically liquefied. The bearings on the rear axle did survive the journey, so I'm guessing that she was towed a little bit down at the front.
our love, baby, but it brought us down so low. And you'll be happier without me. Now we're up on your beach one morning, strange shell lying on the shore. You put me to your ear and I'll whisper, what today I just can't say. Then you throw me back into...
So a new journey has begun with scraping and sweat as we discover our destiny in Clair de Lune. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to the rest of the series, please hit the subscribe button, and that will help me keep the videos coming.
Push me out to sea, baby. It's the best thing